Hello and welcome. I'm Hrish, co-founder and CEO of SuperWorld, a virtual world in augmented reality where creativity and entrepreneurship come together on one decentralized platform. From the Empire State Building to the Sydney Opera House to some of the more obscure places on Earth, in SuperWorld, our world is yours. Yours to buy, yours to sell, yours to create, and yours to explore. SuperWorld is mapped on top of the real world to create over 64 billion unique plots of land, with each plot measuring roughly 100 meters by 100 meters of real-world space. To give you an idea, one plot of SuperWorld AR real estate is about the size of Yankee Stadium. Ready to get started? Find land to cultivate for its strategic real estate location as a digital asset or that holds sentimental value for you. Buying and selling virtual real estate in SuperWorld is easy, as all transactions take place securely on the Ethereum blockchain, and every plot of land is represented by a non-fungible token on the ERC 721 standard. Personalize your world in AR through interactive 3D objects, animation, photos, videos, and text to truly make a world of your own. Ready to find your peace on Earth? Join us in SuperWorld.
Hello, welcome everybody. We're seeing you just like every week on a Thursday at 4:30 p.m. ET. And my name is Marta, and together with our CEO, Hrish, we're going to be introducing you to SuperWorld. And of course, as every week, we're going to introduce you to one of our special features. Before we start, like I already see some people saying hello. So hello to everybody that is already watching us from the very beginning. And yes, so let's get started. I think that I would like to ask you, Hrish, in the beginning to say a few words about SuperWorld.
Sure.
And about yourself.
Awesome. No, it's great to be on the SuperWorld show again on Thursday. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, Alex. Good to see you. We're very excited for this show. First and foremost, let me just kind of high level give everyone kind of an understanding of what SuperWorld is. SuperWorld is a virtual world. We cover the surface of the Earth. So what we've done is we've enabled anyone to create, discover, and monetize anything anywhere. So, anyone can create content of any type, 3D, 2D, audio, VR, AR, MR, any type of content anywhere. I can do it, you can do it. Everyone has a world, right? There's an unlimited number of filters on the world. And then we divided Earth into 64 billion properties, 0.01, 0.01, longitude, latitude, covering Earth, geospatial blocks covering Earth. Each one's a digital asset. And if you buy those digital assets, you can activate monetization from advertising, e-commerce, digital commerce, data, gaming, DeFi, from live and virtual events with our partnership with Sports Illustrated, SI Tickets, and many more other features to come. So that's kind of the idea of SuperWorld, is we've built a virtual world on top of the real world, focused on enhancing your real life. How can we enable you to be able to participate in the world around you, know what's happening in the world around you, whether it's where you are or 10,000 miles away in another part of the world? And how do we enable you to own those places as well, virtually and even physically, because the virtual and the physical come together. And that's the really important part of SuperWorld, is we bring your virtual life and your physical life together.
In the meantime, I saw that Stephanie is saying that she's not sure where to watch the video to join. Stephanie, don't worry, like we're streaming to different platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, so you're on the right platform, don't worry. We'll be showing comments from all these different platforms during the session, so don't worry about that. And yes, thank you, Hrish. Let's move forward, and I also would like to bring up the presentation up front. So today we're going to discuss, of course, not only what SuperWorld is and what the special offers we have for you guys this week, and we have a very special one related to our weekly topic. So I'm very excited to tell you more about it in a moment. And of course, we're going to discuss this week what is the Diplomat program and how you can turn from a community member who already delivers, of course, a lot of value and is a part of our big family, to a diplomat that allows you also to get many more opportunities of how you can interact with us in SuperWorld. So moving forward, also, yes, a few rules in the beginning. If you guys have some comments, some interesting thoughts during the session, please drop them in the chat from wherever you're watching us. And if you have some important questions, some in-depth questions that are in your mind, please also go ahead, drop them in the chat, and we're going to answer them in the end of the session. And it's also every week we would love to hear where you are watching us from, which part of the world you're interacting with us, participating in this session with us today. So please drop the city, the country, the state that you're currently watching us from. We would love to hear from you. Moving forward, let's brief people about our weekly offers, and not only, right? So the first offer that we have is related to our topic of today of becoming the diplomat. So please, Hrish, go ahead and brief us on this topic.
I will. And hey, hi, Ritwik. Hey, what's up, Rohan? What's going on, man? Olivier, Bryce, Stephanie, Josh, good to see you guys. So, today's topic is about how you can go from a super citizen in SuperWorld, which we classify as anyone who has bought virtual real estate in SuperWorld, to becoming a diplomat. And so our topic today is from community member to diplomat. And so we have a special offer today for anyone who wants to go ahead and get involved in the diplomat program. We have a diplomat today that's going to be joining us and talking about how he's working in SuperWorld and utilizing SuperWorld for his mission. But the offer is buy 5 plots of virtual real estate anywhere in the world, and you'll get a bonus of 5 plots for free anywhere in the world. So it's buy 5 and get 5, and you automatically get to become a diplomat. You need to get 5 plots or more in SuperWorld to become a diplomat. And the reason we do that is we want everyone who's a diplomat in SuperWorld to have 5 plots of virtual real estate, to be involved in the platform, and then to go out and evangelize. And by becoming a diplomat, we're going to talk about all the benefits that you get and the things that we can do together in SuperWorld. But this offer really allows you to right away become a diplomat. It's a pretty awesome offer. So come over and take advantage of that. I think this is going to run for the next 48 hours. So if you see this, yes, you want to just go ahead and join, become a diplomat, take advantage of this Become a Diplomat Today offer in SuperWorld.
And also throughout the session, I'm going to keep the QR code here in the left corner of the screen, so you can always scan it whenever you feel like it, and already go ahead, grab 5 plots of land, and then send us an email and become the diplomat. So it will be available throughout the entire session. Moving forward to the next offer, our weekly offer this week is happening in Boston.
Yeah, so we're celebrating Boston this week. As you know, every week we celebrate and highlight a new city around the world in SuperWorld. This week is Boston. If you grew up in Boston, if you went to college in Boston, and I think it's like one of the cities with the most universities in the world, lots and lots of universities there. Amazing nightlife, and a lot of history in Boston. So, lots of places that you can acquire in real world locations in Boston. The offer for Boston is buy 3 plots of virtual real estate, get 2 plots anywhere in the world as a bonus, or go and buy a neighborhood, buy 20 plots of virtual real estate and get 15 plots anywhere in the world.
Okay, moving forward, the super offer.
And the super offer is an offer for new customers only. And the offer is buy your first plot in SuperWorld anywhere in the world. You'll get a bonus plot and you'll get benefits worth around $1,100. So you'll get an opportunity to have a consultation with us about digital twins. You'll get access to events. You'll be able to be involved in the variety of things that we're doing in SuperWorld for education, like SuperWorld School, where you can learn about the metaverse and immersive technologies and Web3 and AI. But the opportunity to join in the super offer is really great because it's kind of a package of not only getting virtual real estate, but really being set up to start your journey into SuperWorld. The super offer is a great place for anyone who wants to buy their first plot to get involved, and we consider it an irresistible offer for any new customers.
Okay, so this was the recap of the offers, and now we are moving forward to the topic of the week, which is the Diplomat program. We're going to cover a variety of topics such as how to become a diplomat, what are the benefits of being a diplomat, and also what are the requirements of being our diplomat, and also in general later, what are the financial perks of being our diplomat. And finally, we're going to have a short interview with one of our diplomats, Tionte. So let's move forward with that.
Awesome. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the benefits of becoming a diplomat. So there's a variety of benefits. Marta, why don't you just go ahead and put them
sure.
on the screen there. The first one is you get exclusive access to diplomat-only events and workshops and training sessions. One of the things that we're really focused on at SuperWorld is we're building a world together, right? So again, the point of SuperWorld is we're building a world that enhances your real life, and how we decide what we want to build is really based on, what we all are interested in and in SuperWorld, and what all of the diplomats and super citizens are excited about. And we are a community. And so by being a diplomat, we invite you to workshops and training sessions and, sessions where we can brainstorm together and think about, what are the things that we're all collectively building in SuperWorld, talk about projects that we're all working on. So that's exclusive access to those training sessions and that diplomats have access to. Early access to new features and updates. We try to provide our diplomats with information about, things that we're working on, products we're releasing, get diplomats first access to testing them out and getting on board and working with us. So diplomats really get early access to a lot of things that we're doing. Discounted virtual real estate is also a big part of it. We will have more and more diplomat offers, different opportunities for diplomats to take advantage of virtual real estate around the world. We work with our diplomats utilizing virtual real estate as it relates to special projects. I think Tionte is on today, is going to talk a bit about what we've done together with him in South Texas. But diplomats definitely have access to opportunities on the virtual real estate side. Special recognition. Now, this is a very important one. Our diplomats and really our community is all about enhancing not only people's lives, but it's about enhancing Earth. It's about how do we how do we build a decentralized virtual world that actually can benefit humanity? That's our vision, right? And what we find is a lot of the people that are excited about Superworld are doing that already in their communities all over the world. They're involved in a project or the things that they're working on. They're excited and passionate about doing something for their community and the world around them. And so we want to recognize our diplomats, and we want to feature you on our social media, on our website. So special recognition for diplomats is another thing that we want to do. And that's how we can all kind of work together to make the world a better place. And then finally, earning rewards is a big part of this. You can gain access to SuperWorld plots, virtual real estate, commissions for successful referrals, which we'll go into. But you're basically an evangelist for Superworld because you understand what Superworld is. You own virtual real estate. You're probably active in creating content in the community. And therefore, we want you to be part of the rewards and benefits of being a diplomat and helping to grow the community. And those are kind of the benefits of the diplomat program. And we'll go into more specifics as well.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. The next topic is the rewards, the exciting rewards that people can get. So let's already present all of them, and let's get people excited about the rewards for in the diplomat program.
Sure. So as a diplomat, not only are you someone that understands the platform, you own 5 or more plots of virtual real estate, you're probably very active in creating content or events or buying tickets to events on the platform. But you're also an evangelist. You're probably well positioned to explain Superworld to your friends. I think one of the things that I always find challenging is explaining Superworld for the first time. And, the thing that's also very gratifying is when someone understands what we're building, they get really excited about it and they come over to Superworld and they buy virtual real estate in places they love. They start creating content in places they love. They start sharing their passion for Superworld. And so we want, again, our diplomats to be able to not only to evangelize it, but also to benefit from that promotion of Superworld, the platform, and the things that they're working on. So we provide commissions for every virtual plot of land sold. We have an affiliate link that you can sign up for. Referral buyers can also get bonuses based on the number of plots that they're referring every month. $100, $250 for 20 plots, $500 bonus for 30 plots. So we want to tier that to get people very excited about continuing to grow the platform. And then we have opportunities for partnership revenues. So if you bring in a brand, if you help bring in a digital twin that's created, or custom immersive technology work, or Web3 integrations or AI integrations, we'll also generate commissions for you as an evangelist. We have some new features that are launching soon that are going to really power up that ability for you to do that. But these are all great rewards. And again, we'll continue to update these and make them better and better as time goes on. So again, really appreciate all of the diplomats that are on board. And we want to make sure that we're all kind of building Superworld together. So this is how we do that with these exciting rewards.
The next one are the requirements, but I can also first just bring all of them into the table, and now you can evaluate about all the requirements to be the diplomat.
Yeah, and these are all again, ways that you can get involved, and we really want diplomats to actively be involved in Superworld. So you have to own 5 plots or more. Actively promote Superworld, be excited about the vision. That's kind of what we want diplomats to be able to do, and be excited about. Tell us how we can improve. How can we build together? That's kind of part of it. Part of the brainstorming sessions that we talked about. We'd love for you to refer 5 plots per month, to be active in the affiliate program, and be excited about that. And again, we want you to help recruit more diplomats. So if there's people in your network that you know would be excited about Superworld and would benefit from being part of the platform, or would believe in the vision of what we're creating together, definitely want you to invite diplomats every month. And then we want to work with your organization, whether it's something you're doing in your free time, as some kind of not-for-profit that you're involved with, or maybe your business that you're involved with. We'd love to partner and bring other businesses on board. We just launched business profiles last week, which now enables any business to join up with Superworld, and you can bring your not-for-profit or NGO into that as well. So those are kind of the basic requirements, and we'll keep improving that to make sure that we kind of run this in a way where everyone is on Team Superworld and is helping to grow our world, because we really believe in this mission, and we want people on board as diplomats that also are helping us grow and expand the mission.
Okay, I believe that now it's the time to bring Tiante on stage. So welcome, Tiante.
Hello, Superworld team.
Great to have you. Thank you very much for joining us today. In the meantime, I just want to quickly mention, as always, to people dropping some questions in the comments, I'm saving all of your questions, and we're going to answer them later in the end in the Q&A session. And now let's focus on you, Tiante, our dear diplomat. Please tell us a few words about yourself, about what your project is doing. How have you collaborated with Superworld so far? And yeah, the next questions will be, of course, like, what's your experience with us as a diplomat? But first, please introduce yourself to us.
Well, thank you for inviting me on the show today. My name is Tiante Bogan. I'm the founder and CEO of Green Zone, and we're a recycling company that is revolutionizing the waste industry by rewarding digital assets for recycling. We use our token GZX, Green Zone X, which is on the XRPL and several other blockchains, XDC, Ethereum, BNB, Tron, Wan Chain, and forgot the last one. But it's 6 other blockchains. But yeah, we're trying to create a way where people can be incentivized for recycling. The waste management industry is over $250 billion, and most people do not receive anything for their waste, but that waste is very valuable. So we're using the blockchain and this technology in Superworld to get people involved and learn about the importance of recycling. Superworld, we own about 20 properties in Superworld, mainly down here in East Texas, Brownsville, and South Padre Island. And we see Superworld as a way to educate people about recycling. And if you're not able to make it to one of our recycling events, you can still partake in it and go back and see how everybody's come together as a community and, did their part and was able to interact and learn about blockchain using Superworld. We did a couple of cleanups down here. We did one on the border, which was the Great American Cleanup. We've done a couple on South Padre Island. And we actually have one this Saturday where we're actually going to be using Superworld again to showcase that, hey, this is what communities are doing down here in Texas. We're coming together. We're learning about blockchain. We're getting involved. We're cleaning up the environment and taking care of our planet, and using blockchain to preserve that moment. So if you can't find out about it on YouTube or Twitter, you can come on Superworld and you can view it at those geopin locations of where the event was. And you can be involved and say, wow, this is what these people done and how much waste was collected at this event.
Wonderful. That's a beautiful mission. Hrish, did you want to say something?
Yeah, again, Tiante, hats off to you and Green Zone and your team for what you're continuing to do on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, every single day and minute that you guys are so passionate about your mission. And, I think you really exemplify as a diplomat kind of what we're very excited about, which is how can we, create tools and utilize these technologies to help you and enable you to to execute on your mission, which is cleaning up and recycling and making sure that we're building a very sustainable world. And I want to just again salute you for that and tell you that what I'm really excited about is continuing to build our relationship and work together and improve Superworld, improve the tools. And we talked a little bit about our Worlds product that we're launching very soon, which we're very excited about launching with you, Green Zone. But that's kind of our mission. And for everyone listening, this is a great example of a collaboration. So Tiante, we had a meeting with the government, right, in South Texas. As a diplomat, Tiante brought in a government agency to Superworld, linked us together, and along with Green Zone and a few other organizations, including Sports Illustrated and SI Tickets and our good friend David Lane. We're bringing together people that care about improving the world, and that's the opportunity for diplomats, for anyone listening, is if you're excited about something, if you're in a community somewhere in the world and you're building and doing things in that community, come over to Superworld. We'd love to have you as part of the Superworld community. We'd love to build. We'd love to get ideas from you about what we should be building in terms of tools to empower your mission. And, to be honest, Marta got involved that way too. I mean, we met in right? She's a community builder in Germany. And that's what we're passionate about, is Superworld ultimately is a community. And we're a community of people around the world. So thanks, Tiante. And, we're excited to work with you in Montgomery, Alabama soon, I think, as we discussed, and excited for what's to come. So.
Yeah, it's an amazing platform you guys have built. When I go to these universities and tell them about our recycling program, I tell them about Superworld, how they can build digital twins for their students. Universities are a key thing, where you can have learning modules. Back when I was in college and I was studying forensic science, I wish I could have had those opportunities where I could have went into a virtual classroom where I could have interacted with learning tools for forensic science. And I think Superworld is a great tool where those schools can build that for other people to get involved in it. It's just so much potential. Like I said, we own over 20 properties, and we own a lot down here at South Padre Island, which is a big tourist location for spring break. And if you want to bring tourists your city or your whatever it is, you got to have innovation. And we see it as a great way to not only educate people about recycling, it's about how you get them involved with fun activities. So you can be on the beach fishing virtually and then enjoying a concert at the biggest bar, Clayton Beach Bar, which we own in Superworld. So it's all about using your imagination and combining it with blockchain and creating a new world. Like you say, you're building a better world with Superworld, and that's what our goal is to keep working with the community. We have a lot of people here. You got Alex Porter, you got Stephanie, all these people that have been working with us and talking and explaining how we can use this technology to improve their community. And that's what we're here for, is just using this technology to build a better world.
Awesome. Yeah, and you're doing events too, right? Through our collaboration partnership with SI Tickets by Sports Illustrated. So all of your events are showing up on the Sports Illustrated website as well, on their ticketing platform. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, I think a lot of people would love to learn more about how you kind of raise money and put events together in Superworld.
Yeah, the partnership with SI Tickets and Superworld has been amazing for us. It's been a way for us to reduce paper costs, actual paper, because at first we were doing registrations where people actually had to sign in. Now with SI Tickets, people can simply come to these events, get scanned, and now we're able to airdrop NFTs to these people. So not only are you doing your environmental conscious, cutting back on paper, SI Tickets people are being able to get airdropped the NFT where, hey, okay, I attended this event, got scanned in, and now have an NFT collection of everybody that participated that took their photos. We did the Great American Cleanup that way, where people were able to register that way. We're doing another event in Montgomery, Alabama. We partner with a recycling company, AVS Solutions, and they're raising money to get their first recycling vending machine from us. So that's another way where you can donate and participate in Green Zone and other recycling companies. And those the way it's working on SI tickets, if you buy a ticket, your business will be displayed on the recycling vending machine. So it's all about being innovative and coming up with new ideas on how the community can be involved with this, and with the SI tickets, people can simply just use their debit card and purchase a ticket. And you can also resell those on SuperWorld. So that's another thing that we're excited about, getting people involved and bringing more people, because I believe that we're very early to the blockchain space, and it's all takes a community for everybody to learn and see how it can improve their life.
Awesome.
Beautiful community. So I understand, like, from everything that you guys discussed, of course, was very, very insightful, but I believe that what connected us all here the most is the sense of community and the willingness to bring something meaningful into the world, and something that I also personally believe in, that blockchain technology will truly break through once we find some use cases that can change the world for the better. And this is what basically Green Zone and SuperWorld is trying to do together, separately, with the community mindset. So that's really beautiful and really heartwarming to see. So yes, I wanted just to ask you, Tiante, for the last few minutes, if somebody would be interested to join the Diplomat program right now, but they are still, maybe a bit hesitant, what would you tell them to really show that this is something that is really valuable and worth trying? Just for less words.
Well, I would say just if you believe it or you could think of an idea, just know it can be done in SuperWorld. It's so many things that you can do, like Hrish mentioned with the digital twins. You can build your own world and invite people to be a part of it. Video games, I see that as a potential thing, that if you're a developer, you can bring that into SuperWorld, and a select place like a park in New York. You can build a game and have people interact with that. So it's so many ideas that you can do with SuperWorld, and it just takes that effort of you actually building it.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much.
I'd like to touch on that. I think one of the things.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one of the things that I'd like to highlight is, as we continue to develop the product, the way that we're developing it is very open. And what that means is that, first of all, we're cross-platform. So we're built on Google, we're built on Apple, we're built on Niantic, building on Oculus, right? So we're cross-platform. We're on the blockchain side, we're on Ethereum, and we're on Polygon, and we'll build on other blockchains, right? We'll be on audio, glasses, in the future we'll be on haptic suits. I mean, literally, there's no hardware reason that you can't be on SuperWorld. We're available on the web. You don't need to have any kind of hardware like a VR headset. We're on the web, superworldapp.com. We're on mobile web. Just go to Chrome on your mobile phone, superworldapp.com. So we want to be as accessible as possible, but as we continue, and we'll be on Apple Vision Pro. So again, we're built on Unity. We've been built on Apple since 2017. But the idea is, as we continue to build, we want to build it in a very open way. So ultimately, what Tiante was saying is, hey, you can add anything to SuperWorld, which is true. You can literally just add a URL to anything you want, and you can place that in a real world location. So we want to build it in a really open way. So we're not restricting our users or forcing them to do any specific thing. We want to really build an open platform, and we'll continue to have that vision as we continue to add products and features.
And that's another thing, Hrish. I love the GeoPin location, because that's a main thing that we're looking for, is because we plan on rolling out our recycling vending machines and having those in SuperWorld, where people can actually have that GPS enabled NFT and know exactly how to get there. And it's just, it's so brilliant, where people can know, okay, well, here's one in Montgomery, Alabama, here's one in Texas, and you just go on SuperWorld and click on the recycling emblem, and now all the recycling machines are there. So it's just fascinating, and we love building with you guys, and it's a amazing ride. It's going to be an amazing ride, and like I said, we're very early, and we need more diplomats to come in and be a part of this and share the message and let more people learn about it and learn about this technology.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. That's the thing that, I'm really very fulfilled by, is that I think all of us that are on this mission really do it because we love it, right? We're really passionate about it, but we really love it. And, it's a way for many people, by the way, as we've discussed, to get into these technologies, right? I find that a lot of the mainstream public, and there's probably people on the SuperWorld show listening today who are interested in these technologies, whether it's VR or AR or immersive tech in general, or it's blockchain, crypto, NFTs, DeFi. There's a lot of buzzwords going around, right? Or generative AI or the metaverse. A lot of people have heard these terms, but they don't know exactly what to do or how to get into these things, whether for their business or their philanthropic work they do, or even for entertainment reasons, right? They want to get in. And what we find is Superworld makes it really easy. You just have to come and find a place in the world that you love, or places in the world. You mentioned South Texas, where you're from, places in the world where you have a business, places in the world where you want to go on vacation, places in the world you want to live. Maybe you haven't even lived there, but it's a cool place. And now you can come and you can buy that location, and now you're connected. You have a place there. You have a digital asset covering Earth in that location. And guess what? Now you want to know, how do I use AR and VR? Well, you have the tools to do it now. How do you get into NFTs? How do you create an NFT? How do you create a virtual event in Dubai right now, and sell tickets on Sports Illustrated, right? There's all these tools available. And so it's kind of like a gateway. It's a gateway into the metaverse and these technologies. And that's what we're really excited about at Superworld. And virtual real estate's one gateway, but we just unlocked another gateway last week, which is business profiles. So now if you have a business and you want to market your business, the easiest way you can do that is come over to Superworld, create a business profile. And now guess what? When I search for your business on Google, you're going to get a higher SEO search ranking, because Superworld has a really great SEO. And what we enable you to do is increase the SEO of your business by backlinking to your website, as well as using virtual real estate to geolocate your business anywhere in the world. We run a virtual world, so you can locate your business. Even if you're in South Florida or South Texas, if you want to have Green Zone Dubai, you can do that. Buy virtual real estate in Dubai, link that into a business profile. And now when I search Green Zone Dubai, boom, guess what pops up, right? And so that's the point, is we're enabling business owners and users to now use business profiles as a gateway into Superworld as well. So you don't just have to get virtual real estate, but you can get a business profile. And Tiante also mentioned digital twins. A lot of us in Superworld buy locations because we have physical property, or we have a physical, maybe an office or a building or a store in a certain location. Guess what? Now you don't just have to have a website. You can actually have a 3D location that people can jump into and do business with you. And you could be there as an avatar, greeting them and showing them products in 3D. Can you imagine? And that is another gateway for businesses to get into Superworld. So we're really excited about those products. And again, thanks, Tiante, for talking about some of the things that got you excited about what we're building.
One thing I also saw, somebody had made a comment about they're not an influencer. You don't have to be
I also just want, maybe you can explain, but I also just wanted to also answer it right after Hrish finished, that the person can always get in contact with us. That's the best way to solve this problem. But please go, Tiante, and say a few words from your side.
Yeah,
Sorry for interrupting.
no, you're fine. I just saw it, and it was just a curious thing saying that influencer. I don't
Yeah.
think you need to be an influencer to be a diplomat. I'm not an influencer. I think that the best thing is just actually talking to people and just letting them know your thoughts and how you see that you can make an impact with this technology. I think that's the better thing because people like to influence and shield things, but nothing ever happens. Since day one that I've been in SuperWorld, they have been building nonstop, and it's just been an amazing journey to actually be a part of that and be early. Because when I first heard about SuperWorld, I was like, this is the next iPhone. This is what it's going to be. Everybody's going to be doing NFTs like a Pokemon Go, and you can go around the world, collect things, collect artists, music. It's just any idea that you could think of, it could be done in SuperWorld. But don't feel that because you don't have the influence or the followers that you can't be a diplomat.
Yeah, and
Yeah, but
RWD, yeah, definitely. I mean, just to kind of underscore what you both said is ultimately, I think an influencer is anyone that is passionate about what they're building and what they're doing, right? So you might not think of yourself as an influencer, but I guarantee you, if you're listening to this webinar and if you're interested in these topics, there are people who are excited to understand these topics as well. And you might not think about it because you're early, but being early is so beautiful because you'll realize after 2 or 3 months of being around these topics or getting involved in SuperWorld, you're going to be so much ahead of everyone else. And, you might actually take that back and call us, in a month and tell us you are an influencer because you're probably going to have people listening to you about, what certain technologies are, what you're learning. And, that's the exciting thing. You kind of take a step at a time. And whether it's blockchain or immersive tech or AI, you can't expect to become an expert all at once, but you'll be surprised how quickly you can ramp up in any of these spaces and become probably one of the most knowledgeable people, especially in your community or your circle, very quickly. And that's very gratifying because, a lot of people don't have the courage to learn something that's new to them. So RWD, I definitely encourage you to, get involved. If you have questions, would love to help you. And, again, you don't have to think of yourself as an influencer, but I'll tell you, I bet you are, and you just don't know it.
But also, I wanted to say thank you very much for sharing this concern. I really appreciate that you brought up this topic.
Yeah.
And just listen to the guys, Don't worry about this, but still great that you raised your concern. Okay, so moving forward, I would say that I would thank you now, Tionte, for coming on the show with us, for sharing all those beautiful experiences that you had already, both with Green Zone and with SuperWorld. Also, the discussion that you had with Hrish, you're both super smart guys. So it was just a pleasure listening to both of you. You're a great person, Tionte. And yes, thank you. Do you have some last words?
Just thank you for inviting me on once again, and thank you for the community that actually tuned into the space. Some people are going to listen back and bring more people in. I think, like I said, we're very early. Definitely look into SuperWorld. Look into it if you're a business owner or if you just want to be a diplomat. Like Hrish said, if you have a special place, definitely buy it. The land is very cheap because I was buying at $200 when I first got into SuperWorld. So definitely get you these plots. These is once in a life opportunity to be involved and come join the community. And if you would like to know more about Green Zone, you can check out our Twitter, our website, social media. I'm always available if you need to reach out. And we'll also be having another event this weekend at Boca Chica Beach, right across from SpaceX. So if you would like to see that, just tune in on SuperWorld on Saturday, and you'll get to see the amazing cleanup that we have out there.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
basically look on the map, and you can go to South Texas, and you can see what he's doing in Green Zone. And just to give you a little bit of alpha for anyone who's new or listening in, we're going to be launching a product very soon called Worlds, where it's going to be very easy to find worlds like Green Zone's world and other worlds that are going to be created. So that's coming very soon. Very excited about that. And again, as a diplomat, you'll be able to first access some of those products.
Yes, so just 1 second, because I would like to make sure that we can also share Green Zone. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to share the QR code on the screen. And topics of the session, which is what is SuperWorld. There are a few important questions in the audience. So I will tap into this topic in just give me please 1 minute. Okay, so here you can now go and check out the Green Zone. Thank you again, Tionte, for joining us today. And yeah, see you around.
Thank you. Y'all have a great
Okay.
Okay, so let's move forward. There was one important comment that caught my attention. That one person said that they are late to the party. Don't worry, we always have a recap in the end. We have also time for the Q&A session, and we'll also recap the offers of the week. So don't worry, there's still plenty of content left for today, and you can also watch the recording later if you want to. Yes, today, the next slide that we're going to cover is explaining, especially to the new people, now from a holistic perspective, what is SuperWorld. We already said a lot about the features of SuperWorld. However, I believe that having a summary of the SuperWorld is always good for the new people interested in our product.
Sure. So again, SuperWorld is a virtual world mapped on top of the real world. And what we enable is for anyone to create any type of content anywhere in the world. So we were originally inspired by a game that came out about 6 years ago called Pokemon Go. And you had all these people running around the world looking for these Pokemon, like digital characters, right? And we thought, you know what? Why does it have to be just Pokemon? How could we empower anyone to be able to create any type of content or of things that they loved, whatever that was, whether it was about their business, about things that they were doing in their personal life, things that they were passionate about in terms of philanthropy, or things they want to showcase, maybe family trips, anything you want, right? So how can we enable people to create content in real world locations, to be able to discover content from anywhere in the world, whether it's right where you are in augmented reality, or be able to visualize content that's been placed, 10,000 miles around the world, and also to be able to monetize. So how could you monetize things where you are or on the other side of the world at the same time? And so the idea is to be able to monetize anything, anywhere. And that was a really big part of our vision, as well as the fact that there's an unlimited number of filters to the world. So I have a world, you have a world, brands have worlds. And then we divided the surface of the earth into 64 billion virtual plots of land, 100 meter by 100 meter, 0.01, 0.01 longitude, latitude, covering Earth. So basically geospatial blocks. Each of these blocks is a digital asset, and it enables you to activate monetization from e-commerce, digital commerce, data analytics, gaming, DeFi, live and virtual event ticketing, and more to come. So the idea is that you can become a stakeholder in places on Earth, and you can create opportunities to monetize those locations, right? And that's the beauty of what we've built. And then just the mission of Superworld is, how do we enhance your real life? Look, AI is coming, and you see it, what's happening, whether it's Chat GPT or Bard or any of the AI tools that are coming out. We're all going to have to become creators. And Superworld is enabling all of us to have the tools to create anywhere in the world. A lot of us want to live very virtually, whether, we're now working a little bit more remotely. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to live anywhere in the world you want? Wouldn't it be nice to have virtual real estate in places around the world and have exposure to places around the world and be able to be there? Well, very soon, due to spatial computing, you're going to be able to be any place in the world. And it's going to be very exciting. And to be able to do that in Superworld, and to be able to own virtual real estate, as well as physical real estate, to have physical in the world. This is all part of Superworld. So right now I can go to Superworld and I can buy ticket to a real game, a Yankees game, or ticket to, Madison Square Garden, or, any of the theaters on Broadway. But I can also buy the virtual real estate in those locations and benefit from the monetization that's happening there as well, from real ticketing, from real live events. Just to give you an example of how virtuality and physicality come together in Superworld. You can do things in the physical world and benefit virtually. And you can do things virtually and benefit in the physical world. And that's what we're doing at Superworld, is bringing your physical life and your virtual life together. Hopefully that was a good enough summary. But if you haven't...
Yeah, it was a great summary. I'll just ask you to also just quickly show a demo for people who haven't been on our website yet, just so that they have an idea. We don't have to make it too long. We're almost like going towards the end of our session, but I still think it's always a good insight for people to see, the demo of our product.
There you go. So we're on the website right now.
Yes, one second. Yeah, I think I can. Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So this is the website. We're at superworldapp.com. And if I go into the map, okay, and then I can now see Boston, Massachusetts. And this is because this week we're showcasing Boston. Every week we showcase a new city in the world. And this week we're showcasing Boston. So if you love Boston, come over to Superworld and buy virtual real estate in Boston. Those numbers there represent the number of properties that have been bought in the Boston area. It looks like about 100 or so in downtown Boston. Each one of those blue blocks are areas that have already been purchased. So any of those, you want to purchase those, you got to make an offer. You click anywhere else on the map, like I clicked here, this yellow block. This is unpurchased. You could buy that. It's about $52 to buy that block. Again, once you buy that block, you can activate monetization from advertising, e-commerce, digital commerce, data, analytics, gaming, DeFi. Think of that as a geospatial media asset. And then, we have a partnership with SI Tickets from Sports Illustrated. So again, there's real life events that are happening here. So if I click here, this is a theater, ballet, and dance event, right? I click over here. There's the opera at the Boston Lyric Opera, and you can go and click and buy tickets to that. Now, if you owned the property in that location, Well, you can activate monetization from that ticketing that I just showed you that happened in the Sports Illustrated filter. So this is an example of what's happening. There's going to be an unlimited number of filters. So Sports Illustrated is one filter. Very soon we're launching Worlds, and Worlds is going to enable lots of brands to come on board and start creating their own filters on top of the real world. I'm going to zoom in and just show you New York City as an example, just to fly somewhere else on the map. But if I go into New York City, same thing. I can see New York City. I'm gonna just refresh here. Okay. Now you can see the blue areas there on the map are showing you places that have been bought. The orange ones here, these are areas that are been listed to sell. There are people that want to resell their properties. This one's going for $93,000. This one's going for $97,000. So again, one property, you can reprice it to whatever you want. And again, someone has to, buy it for the price that you're listing it, or they can give you an offer to buy that property. And then you can add augmented reality content to the map as well. So you can, add literally anything. I always show this example because I like.
See, so now, so if you go to the side, is it gonna waving spiral? Yeah. See.
You can add any type of content anywhere. We have stuff all over the map. Stuff at the UN. Supporting Ukraine on the map there. It's like a globe. But all kinds of stuff. And then you can sell NFTs as well anywhere on the map. So those are digital assets. And again, as we showed off earlier, you can also create events and sell ticketing. You can create your own events. There's a create button here where you can create an event. You can build a digital twin. You can upload content. You can create a profile. This is kind of cool. So this is a new feature. You can come here, create a business profile. You can add your business information, business location, links to your social media. Again, this is a paid service, but we've priced it really well. And we have an offer right now for business profiles where if you buy a business profile for a year, it's about a little less than $100. We'll give you 3 properties in SuperWorld, which is about $150 value. So it's a really great deal to start with and create a business profile. But that's kind of the high level summary of everything. We'll probably show off more in the future, but that's a good kind of start there.
Yeah, I think that was perfectly enough. Thank you, Hrish. Because yes, it's great talking, but we also need to move forward with our session. We have so many questions waiting for us to be answered. So I'm saving all of the questions. And yes, so last 2 steps of the session, a recap of the offers and the recap of the entire session. So, and then the Q&A.
Perfect.
So yeah, let's quickly rewind the offers for that we have for
So
today.
anyone who's listening, who's now listened to this, who is excited about joining Diplomat program, this is a great offer. This is for the next 48 hours. You can immediately sign up, become a diplomat, buy 5 plots of virtual real estate. Each plot's about $50. Pick places in the world that you love for about $250 or so. You get 5 plots, but then we give you 5 bonus plots anywhere in the world for free. So you get 10 plots for about $250. So each plot's about $25. But the benefit is you automatically sign up. You're a diplomat. We'll start figuring out more about you and help you kind of get situated with SuperWorld. We'll start recognizing you. Remember all the other benefits we have. You'll be invited to product sessions and other things that we have in store for diplomats and help you evangelize what you're doing and your mission. We'll work together. Very excited about this offer. But it's 5 plots, get 5 plots free. Scan the QR code to take advantage of that in the next 48 hours.
Okay. Next one.
Yes. This is the Boston offer. This week, we're highlighting Boston. buy 3 plots in Boston, get 2 anywhere in the world for free, or buy 20 and buy a whole neighborhood. We have this bulk buy feature. If you guys haven't used that, look for the bulk buy button, press that, and you can click all over the map and get lots of plots. So buy 20 plots, get 15 free. It's like you can buy a whole neighborhood with 20 plots. And this is our super offer for first-time customers. Buy your first plot and get a bonus plot for that. And then we have other benefits worth about $1,100. You can join SuperWorld School, where you'll learn about the metaverse and immersive tech and AI and other technologies. You'll get a one-on-one digital twin session. You'll get access to events that we have. And, ultimately you'll again be able to join this community of SuperWorld in a really awesome way. You buy one plot, you'll get a bonus plot, and then you'll get all those benefits. We'll help you get onboarded is the idea there as a super citizen.
Thank you very much for the recap of our offers. This will be the end of the presentation, but not of the session. Let's just wrap it up and just point out all the most important things that people learned today. And in the meantime, I will share again the link with the Green Zone website. So our guest today. So if you're interested, this was our guest, and you can go to the website and check it out.
Green Zone, Tiante, who was just on, is one of our diplomats. He's doing amazing work in South Texas, in Montgomery, Alabama, all over the world, in helping to clean up the world, encourage recycling, and creating a sustainable future. So Tiante is a definite role model for all of us in the hard work that he does to make the world a better place. And we're lucky and just so fortunate to have him as a diplomat. And we really appreciate all of the stuff that he does. So please scan Green Zone on the screen and see what they're doing and get involved. And again, it's an idea of, also understanding how you, if you're listening to this, are probably doing something in your community, and we'd love to hear about it. We'd love to collaborate with you. We'd love to showcase what you're doing, and we'd love to build SuperWorld to empower you to do more of it and to do it more effectively in using these technologies. So,
okay, thank you. This was the recap of the Green Zone. But let's just very briefly recap today's session, then we move on to the Q&A. For now, we have only 10 questions, so let's really make the recap brief, okay?
Yeah, sure. So, the recap is, today we talked about how you can go from a community member, which what we call a super citizen in SuperWorld, is anyone who owns a plot of virtual real estate, to a diplomat. And a diplomat is really someone who owns 5 or more plots of virtual real estate and is really someone who understands the platform, who's excited about our vision, and wants to help to evangelize and grow the SuperWorld community. That's what a diplomat is. And we want to recognize the amazing work that you're doing in your community. We want to partner with you in your community. We want to enable you to actually earn commissions from, selling virtual real estate in SuperWorld, as well as to, partner with us to bring in other partners, whether they're NGOs or businesses. And we talked about what Tiante did, introducing us to the government in South Texas, and again, bringing in other businesses into the mix. We brought in Sports Illustrated and SI Tickets and our dear friend David Lane. But the idea is that, we want to encourage anyone who's a diplomat to do what they do and join SuperWorld, and let's all do it together. We're really excited about using and leveraging these technologies to make the world a better place anywhere in the world. So wherever you are, get in touch, because we'd love to help you do what you do.
Okay, thank you, Hrish. And yeah, let's move on and bring the questions on the stage. The first question is, are there any legal considerations with trolling or squatting like with domain names? For example, putting a McDonald's ad on a Burger King location or putting up a "this place sucks" virtual twin?
Yeah, this question is one that people always wonder about. And ultimately, the vision of Superworld, and again, we talked about this, is this feature is coming out probably in the next few weeks, which is a feature called Worlds. And the way to think about worlds is, I described it earlier. I have a world, you have a world, brands have worlds. There's an unlimited number of filters on the world, right? And we talked about and showed you what Sports Illustrated's filter of the world is, right? And they have, 250,000 events on the Superworld map. And so ultimately what you're asking is, can you put a McDonald's ad on the map? Yeah, you could do anything you want on the map. And ultimately that content is in your world. And so, I guess the best analogy for this is, if I'm on Instagram, which a lot of you are familiar with, so I'll use this as an analogy, and, I'm taking pictures of food, let's say I take a lot of food pictures, and you're not into food pictures, but it doesn't really matter because you're never going to see my food pictures. You have a different profile, and unless you're following me or you're looking for my food pictures, you're never going to see them. And so the analogy for that in Superworld is, since there's an unlimited number of filters on the world, I could be in Times Square looking at content, but there's an unlimited number of filters of content that are in Times Square, and I'm only going to see the content I want to see, right? And so if I'm a fan of Burger King, I'm not going to maybe see your content showing me versa, right? Or if I'm interested in both of those things, I'm going to see the McDonald's ad and I'm going to see the Burger King information, right? So it really means that you ultimately have the ability to create a world around you, and you have the ability to see the content you want to see.
Okay, thank you, Hrish. Next question is, how much can diplomats expect to make?
So, ultimately the virtual real estate is one aspect of the Diplomat program. Each plot of virtual real estate is about $50 right now. And we provide a 20% commission on any virtual real estate plots sold. So that's a mathematical calculation on how many plots that you would expect to sell. I think the real awesome opportunity here is that when we talk to a new customer and someone who's interested in Superworld, I think a lot of you in the audience probably can understand this, because there are people who get what we're doing, and when they get it, they get really passionate about it because they understand why this is exciting and how you can be part of Superworld and to build and build the digital twins and create content and showcase things. People get really excited about that. And so, as an evangelist, as a diplomat, you're going to be the one that is going to be explaining this to your community, and being the one that is going to be bringing on new diplomats or new super citizens into Superworld. And so it's really a function of what you're going to do and how much you're interested in doing that and at what scale you want to do that. So there's no real kind of average per se that someone can expect, because it really depends on how much you're putting into this, right? But one thing I will tell you is that from what we see in terms of user behavior, when someone understands what we're doing, they get really into it. right? And so they want to get involved. They want to buy more real estate. I mean, and I think any one of you who've bought virtual real estate in Superworld recognizes when you've bought one plot, now you're like thinking about where the next plot is that you want to get. And that's how I am when it comes to virtual real estate in Superworld, or even locations in the world. I'm really kind of, very curious about different places and stuff. So, a lot of us get it. And so, I think on the Diplomat side, you're just basically, talking to people that are in your community that probably get it. Now, there's going to be some people that don't get it. It's going to take them a while. And so you got to, understand who you can talk to, who would be excited about this, and who would want to join and get involved. So it's really kind of, how much kind of based on your own effort is what I would say as a diplomat.
Next question. Is Matic the only way to purchase? Just scrolling through and saw prices in Matic.
Yes, so Matic is the currency which is in relation to Polygon, and it's called Matic. So you need to buy Matic. There's ways to use a credit card to buy Matic. You just kind of get one of the wallets there, and you can use a credit card to buy Matic and put it in your wallet. If you have any issues about buying virtual real estate, you have any problems, you're trying to figure it out, we have awesome customer service. So just write into our live chat or send us an email, outreach@superworldapp.com. We'll do a screen share with you. We'll walk you through the process. One of the things that we're doing at Superworld that we're really, very passionate about is we're helping people who are in the mainstream get into these technologies. And so, one of the things that we're excited about is to teach you how these technologies work. And so we'd love to get on a call with you and walk you through this. So if you're hesitant about what does it mean, or how do you get into Matic, or like, what is Matic? Get in touch with us. Send us an email, outreach@superworldapp.com. We'll spend time with you. We'll teach you about wallets. We'll teach you about Matic. We'll teach you about the blockchain. We'll teach you about AR, VR. But that's the point, right? I mean, that's what we've been talking today about is, about jumping into getting more knowledge and then going out and being a diplomat. So we'd love to help you kind of ramp up. Thanks, Stephanie, for the question.
Who are your competitors today?
It's a good question. The way I think about this, and there's, I guess, a couple of ways to answer this, right? So one way to think of a competitor is, how do you spend your time, right? I think Reed Hastings at Netflix was asked, who their competitors are at Netflix, and maybe their competitor is Fortnite, right? Someone playing a game, even though a game and a movie aren't really the same thing. Now, that's one way of thinking about this question in terms of competition. I don't think of it that way. And the reason I don't think of it that way is Superworld is a world. It's very different than really a lot of things out there. It surrounds us. We're in it right now. It's a place and we're in it, right? You can buy geospatial land in real world locations. You can leave content in real world locations. You can access content, you can monetize, you can hopefully build a livelihood by creating content and selling it, or buying tickets, or creating events, right? And we cover the world. And so regardless of what you're interested in, you could do it in Superworld, right? And so we're, as an organization, as a company, as a world, we're really interested in partnering. I'm on the board of OMA3, which is the Open Metaverse Alliance, which is all about interoperability. And, again, I have a lot of interests. And I don't think Superworld really limits anyone. If you're interested in art, you're interested in music, if you're interested in gaming, you're interested in something that's philanthropic, into sports, you name it. you can do it in SuperWorld. So ultimately, I think SuperWorld is a world, and it's about your life. It's about enhancing your life, and it's about building a better world. And if someone else wants to enhance your life and build a better world, we welcome them to join us in Superworld, because we want that, right? So we'll partner with anyone that wants to do that and has that as a mission. So I think we want to build tools that are open, that are cross-platform, that enable people to do that as our mission. And again, we don't think of it in a competitive way. We think of it as a way to partner with organizations that believe in that mission.
Next question. When I go to my SuperWorld account and I try to generate a referral link, it just takes me to another map page, but does not give me a link.
I don't know what's happening there, but we are happy to help you solve it. Just drop us an email, outreach@superworldapp.com, and one of our customer service members will get on a call or answer an email and walk you through the process of generating a referral link. There's a number of different referral and affiliate links that we have. So, I'm sure there's some solution there, and we can help you, Kisa TV, get onboarded there as a diplomat and make sure you're getting those referral links to work. So we'll help you with that. Thanks for that question.
Also, when will we able to add audio and video files to SuperWorld?
You can actually already add audio and video files to SuperWorld. You can add audio, video, 360 photos, 360 videos, NFTs, GLB files. If you click the create button on the screen, there's a button that says upload media, and you can upload any type of media in SuperWorld. So 3D, 2D audio, augmented reality, VR, digital twins. I mean, ultimately you can add a hyperlink anywhere in the world. Just be anything, right? So audio and video is already enabled, and let us know if you have trouble, but you can upload that in real world locations. And you can sell it too as NFT. How to activate
the store feature?
Yeah. So I think by the store feature, you might be referring to a digital twin. You can go to the create button, click digital twin, and you'll give us your email address, and we're going to get on a call with you to set up a digital twin for you. And your digital twin could be a store, it could be a gallery, it could be a stadium, it could be literally anything. So we'll help you get into exactly the digital twin that you like. There's e-commerce integrations there. It's all built in Unity. So again, it's something that you can keep building onto, and as Unity keeps improving, that will improve. But yeah, just either email us at outreach@superworldapp.com and say you want to sign up for a digital twin, or just press the create button on the screen, on the map screen, and you can just give us your info there in the digital twin section of the website.
If you wanted to develop a place like Mount Rushmore, would it be better to own the visitor center or carvings? In other worlds, the location where people stand when they visit, or the item they look at?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, the location in the world that you're buying as it relates to virtual real estate, dependent on GPS location, right? And also dependent on 0.01 longitude latitude. So it's your longitude latitude coordinates on the map of the world. That's what you're buying, right? So just to be clear, you're buying geospatial land. You're not buying, just to be clear, you're not buying the visitor center. You're buying 0.01 longitude, latitude on Earth where maybe the visitor center is located on the map, right? Or where the carvings are in Mount Rushmore, as you get in your example. You're finding 0.01 on the map where that's located, just to be technically clear. But that being said, it depends on what you want to do. Now, if you want to add content to the carvings, or you want to add content that's related to those specific areas, and you want to benefit from activating the monetization from not only what you do there, but from all of the activity that happens in that location, you want to become a stakeholder in the location, then it depends on what location you want to be a stakeholder in, right? I'll give you an example. So if you bought a stadium, some people want to buy the stadium itself, like the field, right? Because they want to be a stakeholder where the stadium field is. Some people might want to buy the parking lot because they want to, be a stakeholder where tailgate parties take place, right? Which happens in the parking lot of the stadium. So it depends specifically where you want to activate monetization. Now, that being said, what we're launching when we, again, turn on monetization, which is coming very soon, every piece of monetization will have a radius around it, right? And so it pinpoint, but it'll actually be a pretty big radius. And so every monetization will have a radius around it in real world locations. And so you would, in many ways, from that radius, even if you don't actually exactly where the monetization is happening, if you're around it, you'll actually benefit from that monetization as well. And we'll talk more about that very soon. We're going to have a webinar very soon on this topic.
Hi, why would a person be eager to buy, for example, a ticket of a Madison Square event on the SuperWorld map if they can buy directly from the website?
This is a great question. So I think what you're asking in a more generic sense is, why would someone buy a ticket in SuperWorld as opposed to going to a ticketing website to buy a ticket to an event, right? And that's a great question, and I think the way to think about it is, first and foremost, what we're enabling in SuperWorld is for anyone to be able to get to know what's happening around them, right? And so what we want to do is we want to enable and benefit our users by adding information to the map of the world, right? Now, what happens in mapping, and Google Maps has done a lot to benefit us. When we go to a city, now we can find out from our friends what's happening in the world because maybe we have Google Maps, right? And I'll talk a bit more about this in a second, but I think we're familiar with using maps that can be updated with information, right? And the beauty of what we're doing at SuperWorld is we're not we're not just saying that you can find information on a map and what's around you, but what we're saying is you can ultimately own the map. Right? So you can actually own locations in the world. Okay. So you could say, hey, you know what? I know there's a lot of stuff going on in Dubai, and I could go to a website and buy tickets to all that stuff that's happening in Dubai. I can go to each website. I can go, oh, there's something going on at the Dubai Aquarium, something going on at the Kempinski Hotel, or whether it's Miami or any city in the world, there's lots of websites corresponding to those activities, right? Or I can go to SuperWorld and start on the map, right? And events is one category, right? So there's going to be more and more categories coming very soon. And so instead, now I can go and I can figure out what's happening, and I can transact right on the map. And guess what? I can actually own the locations too. So now I'm a stakeholder in places and in locations where activities, events, commerce is happening on the map, and I can access all that information in an easy way. And guess what? a lot of that information could be user generated, right? Because, it's not just a website selling things. I mean, you talked about, Tiante was on talking about how he's selling tickets in, in South Texas this weekend. And it's an event he's organizing, right? It's going to be on a website, but it's going to be on a website because he's created it in SuperWorld, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't be on a website. It would just be, potentially in a paper form, as he mentioned, or, maybe he'll put it on Eventbrite. By the way, we're integrated with Eventbrite as well. But that's the point, is we want it all in one way to find it, but we also want you as a stakeholder to be able to own those locations. And therefore now you're promoting people, back to your question, to come to SuperWorld to buy those tickets. And that's something that we have to educate people about, partly what we're doing here tonight. But that's kind of the background on how and why that will happen.
Okay. Must I have the business profile to create my store? This is not a stupid question, by the way.
Yeah, no, not a stupid question. And no, you can create a digital twin even if you don't have a business profile. But I highly recommend getting a business profile and having a digital twin. And you know what? By the way, this is a great question, Kisa TV, because what we should do, and I think we've talked about this, is put together an offer where you can get a business profile, you can get real estate, and you can get a digital twin, all in a really well-priced offer. So you might benefit from asking about that, and we'll probably have that publicized because of your question. So thanks for that. But yeah, I recommend getting both, but you don't have to. You could just get a digital twin if that's what you want.
How many people are actively participating in the SuperWorld community?
So, we have a variety of communities all over the web. And, we haven't even started scaling yet, to be honest. We're launching a number of features, as I've mentioned, over the next few weeks, including worlds. And that worlds feature, as well as the monetization of the virtual real estate that we're turning on, as well as other things that we're going to really start ramping up. But in terms of the community, you can find us on Discord, you can find us on Telegram, you can find our community on Twitter, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on TikTok. We have a Nas.io community that we're launching very soon that should be very exciting. So, I think in total numbers, it might be in the 30 to 40,000 range right now. But we will start scaling this very soon with those new features, especially worlds, which I'm very excited about. Because what this means, Christoph, is you're going to be able to create your own map of the world that you can share. You can add content to that map, and you can start monetizing that map, and you can start bringing in content from other worlds into your world. And I'm really excited about that. And we're also enabling, others to start building on top of SuperWorld, which is going to be very exciting too.
Okay, and I think this is going to be the last question for today. Although I always say that there's always one more left and one more. Okay, it's already so late, by the way, it's midnight, but we're still staying and we're very dedicated to answer all of your questions. What are some of the restrictions on chasing the land name and images?
I assume you're thinking about changing the land name and images. So yeah, we definitely are, very interested in making sure that the names of a plot of virtual real estate make sense. And so we definitely are kind of evaluating names and making sure that the renaming of those plots makes sense per the location for whatever it is that plot might represent or where it's located. And then the images as well need to make sense. You can't completely change it to something else. And the thing is when we launch Worlds, you'll be able to do anything you want in terms of the content that's in your world, clearly. So some of those restrictions that you might think of as restrictions won't exist, because in your world you'll be able to add any type of content to the map that you wish, in terms of based on what your goals are in your world, etc. So, but currently on the map, like, you can't change like a property name to something that doesn't make sense, or change the image of a property to something else if some other people are accessing that location. Because then if they come to New York, they don't know what that is anymore. They're like, what is this? This is not Times Square. This is like something else. So we want to make sure it still conforms to that area. If someone sees it, they understand where that is.
Okay, so yes, that was the last question of today's session. Lots of really interesting questions, and thank you everybody for joining us today, and also congrats to the ones that are still here with us at the end of the session. We'll see you again next week, same time, same day, same people. Maybe we'll also bring some new exciting guests. We'll keep you updated about the next topic for the next week. And yeah, some last words, Hrish?
Thank you so much for all your support. We're excited to really onboard lots of diplomats and take advantage of the 48-hour diplomat offer. I highly recommend that. You can, buy 5 plots, get 5 free, automatically become a diplomat. That's active for the next 48 hours. There's a QR code there for that. But ultimately, I just want you to just know that, whatever you're doing in the world, and whatever you're passionate about, would love to work together with you in SuperWorld to, utilize this technology to further that mission. So if you are excited about the mission that we've talked about to enhance people's lives and to build a better world and to enable you to kind of, create all these things everywhere, and to visualize content from anywhere and to own places in the real world. If you're excited about these technologies, we'd love to talk to you. And if you have any questions about how to get on, questions about the technology, just reach out to us, outreach@superworldapp.com. We'd love to help you on board, because that's why we're doing this. So again, and that's the whole point of being a diplomat too, is you'll learn and you'll start teaching people in your community. And that's kind of the fun part of this too. So I want to thank you for your passion and excitement about what we're building together.
Thank you very much. So yeah, thank you guys. See you next week, and have a great day, night, afternoon, wherever you are. Bye-bye.
Bye.